Hey Jeremy, how are you doing this week?
Allison, I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing as well as I can, certainly adjusting to the new normal. I feel like we're both learning a lot about working from home and technology and all of what that means. I know as we were preparing for this week's blog, the biggest news that came out that was a huge surprise was that Governor Hogan was able to secure 500,000 test kits from South Korea. Immediately, I thought, what does that mean for all these numbers that we're talking about and the graphs and the statistics and our understanding of the COVID-19 outbreak? Could you talk us through what this huge increase in tests for the state of Maryland would mean for us?
Sure. So that was great that we were able to secure these tests from South Korea. What this is going to do is really give us a lot more meaningful data when it comes to COVID-19 because we're really increasing our sample size of the people that we're including in this study. So whenever the bigger the sample size, the more meaningful your data. So this isn't to say it's to be alarmed if we see the numbers increase a lot, because we're going to be able to start testing a lot more people as we start being able to utilize these tests. But then also, if these numbers go down, it's actually more meaningful because we're able to test a lot more people. So this has really increased the sample size that we're working with. So that really just increases the validity of the information that's being provided. So you talked about those graphs and graphics. So we can look at the coronavirus.maryland.gov page because this has changed since we talked the last time.
Yeah, we
They've,
talked about this our first week, right? It
yeah,
definitely looks different.
yeah. So there's this graph. They've changed a little bit, but it's mainly the same. It's cases total over time. But then this is a new graph: total deaths by date, by death of date. So we can see how many people are dying and by when, so see where we are on the progression. Um, there's also a graph about hospital beds, whether they're total beds, acute beds, or ICU beds.
Okay.
Um, and that is actually helpful because the governor actually outlined three things that needed to decline for 14 straight days in order to start the initial phase one of reopening the state. So that is confirmed deaths need to go down, total beds need to go down of hospital, and ICU beds, which is this line right here, all need to be trending downward for at least 14 days before they will think about reopening the state.
Well, that's good to know that we can always come back to this website and check that, right? Like that's exactly what Hogan is referring to, and they're trying to make this data as available and transparent as possible, which is,
Right.
reassuring.
Right. No, it's great. It's a great source to stay informed, so you can rely on yourself for the information that you're consuming, which is always a good source.
Yeah. Well, thanks for talking it through with me this week, Jeremy. I know we plan on continuing this vlog series for the foreseeable future, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, it's been awesome chatting with you, Allison. See you next week.
Bye.